Standing in the rain, with his head hung low. He couldn't get a ticket. It was a sold-out show. He heard the roar of the crowd. He could picture the scene. Put his ear to the wall, and like a distant scream, he heard one guitar. Da-na-na. It just blew him away. Na-na-na. Saw stars in his eyes. And the very next day, he bought a beat-up 6-string in a second-hand store. Didn't know how to play it, but he knew for sure. He didn't know how to play it, sweetie, but he knew this one thing for sure. What's that? That guitar, it felt good in his hands. And it didn't take long to understand that one guitar slung way down low. He already had a guitar strap, and it was strung way down low. Oh yeah, when you get your first guitar, you got to play that thing as low as possible. Because let's face it, you're just playing one string at a time. You might as well look like Paul Stanley. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, John? Oh, is John Redcorn here? Yeah, he sure is. Well, BOOZHOO, John. What's going on? Hey, John. Natasha says hello. Hey, let's get him a gold star. Yeah, gold star on the board for John Redcorn. Who gets the silver star? Silver star is going to MJ. Oh, MJ. BOOZHOO, MJ. And a silver star on the board for MJ. Welcome to the show. And, of course, Jim Dunn's here, sweetie. Awesome. Jim Dunn with a bronze star. BOOZHOO, Jim. BOOZHOO, Jim. Welcome to the show. Pull up a chair. I'm having an evening coffee. I don't care. Try to stop me. I'm a bad boy, sweetie. That's what you love about me. Yep. You don't play by other people's rules. Nope. Sure, society tells you this is for breakfast. Nope. Coffee to me is any time, day or night, that you feel like drinking coffee, you should go for it. Friendship. Oh, is Friendship here? Yep. BOOZHOO, Friendship. What's going on, Friendship? Welcome to the show. We were just singing Foreigner. To be a jukebox hero, got stars in his eyes. I love that song. Yeah, me too. He's a jukebox. It's all about a guy couldn't get a ticket to a show, so he's listening outside and he hears that one guitar and it blows him away. Next day he buys a guitar. But when you buy that first guitar, it's not just a guitar you're buying. It's you're buying the dream. The rock star dream. Yep. He bought his first real 6-string in a secondhand store. Everybody has a story when they got their first guitar. Because what you didn't tell anybody was also a commitment to your future. Possibility of becoming a rock star. You never know for sure. And Foreigner understood that. Yep. So it's all about him hearing and then get stars in his eyes. The dream. I think that's kind of why I love Kiss. What do you mean? People ask me sometimes, why do you like Kiss? Just training videos here, sweetie. Well, BOOZHOO, just training. What's going on? Cure for gravity. And surefire way to get headaches. Whose shoes? A cure for gravity. Which I don't believe in. I know. But, what was I talking about? Kiss. Oh, yes, of course. Welcome to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about the band Kiss. What? You heard this is about Ojibwe language? Why do people think we teach Ojibwe? This show has always been about Kiss first. Yeah, I know. So, the reason I love Kiss so much was that when I was a kid, I discovered Kiss right at that time when you stopped playing with dolls and toys. Yeah. When I was like, I don't know, I think I was 11 or something. 10 maybe. And it was also at the same time I stopped drawing superheroes and I started drawing Kiss. And I stopped pretending that I was Spider-Man. You get to an age where you can't just be fake fighting and webbing people outside. If somebody drives by and sees you do that, you look like an idiot. But I started playing rock star. I'd be in the mirror there with a guitar strung low. And so my imagination, my playtime, went from Spider-Man right to Kiss. And I just started pretending I was a rock star when I would, mouth the words, sing and dance in front of the mirror, pretending I'm Paul Stanley, Because that's what being a Kiss fan ultimately is. If you're not a Kiss fan, you don't understand. We pretend to be Kiss guys when we're listening to our records at home. We're not just singing, oh, it wouldn't be fun to be singing this song. No, I'm pretending I'm Paul Stanley. And so when you're a kid, you do that. And so to me, somebody asks, like, why do you like Kiss? It's like, well, why do I like Spider-Man? This is my childhood hero. Not just, oh, he's a role model. No. Like hero. Like he might have superpowers. Yeah, he's got the eye. Yeah, he can shoot beams out of that eye. I'm pretty sure Ace Frehley can teleport. Gene Simmons breathes fire. These are superhero powers. Oh, man. But today, friendship, I'm wearing my Kiss shirt. Yeah, see? Real Kiss fans, they got to wear a Kiss t-shirt. Michael wears a Kiss t-shirt. It's like a uniform for the Kiss Army. I've never, not since I was 11 years old, not had a bedroom that didn't have a Kiss poster hanging up in it somewhere. I can't sleep unless I have 4 guys in clown white makeup staring at me while I sleep. Yeah. Hey, Surrealist is here. Well, BOOZHOO, Surrealist. Mino Onagoshin. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Did I update this? No, I didn't. Mino Onagoshin. Kakina Awiya. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Ojibwe Language and Culture Podcast. Oh, we got to talk about some serious cultural teachings. Do we? Yeah. Culture. Should I get right into medicine, man? The mushkiki, wouldn't he? Yeah. Yeah, you might as well. Medicine man. When people think of Ojibwe language, it's just a stone's throw. People start thinking about traditional spiritual walk or whatever. And because of Hollywood movies, everybody has this idea of a mushkiki winini, a medicine man. Oh yeah, the medicine man, like Kicking Bird. Kicking Bird. He's a holy man. Yeah. Kicking Bird from Dances with Wolves was a mushkiki winini. And you go, yeah, those guys, the friendly Dakota guys with the cool hair. Yeah, everybody wants to be a medicine man. But then Smiles a Lot grows up. Mr. Chases his horse, or whatever his name is, grows up and actually claims to be a mushkiki winini. Starts a cult. Because people are easily swayed. They go, oh, he's a medicine man. Take it easy. A medicine man, this is also our word for doctor, by the way. Your mushkiki winini really is a medicine man. There were probably, I don't even know, but people assume that there were like high priests of traditional pre-Christian spiritual ways that were like run by medicine men. But sometimes I wonder if that's not just, it doesn't seem like every village had a Sweat Lodge church, and there was like one priestly. It seemed like everybody had a spiritual path and prayed in Ojibwe. And some people knew, like, actually medicine stuff, like knew which herbs would treat poison ivy, and, you know, which root you should chew if you get a headache. You know, these were like your aunties and stuff, people who knew about the plants. But I think a lot of people kind of think of our way, and they're sort of getting like a voodoo image in their heads. Oh yeah, we had witch doctors, and everything was bad medicine and hexes and curses. You know, like I remember, sweetie, when we lived in Boulder. Yeah, there was this. There was a statue of an Indian guy there, and it said here that here was Chief Boulder or whatever, Chief Colorado or something. And they said, at this spot, the chief, he was a medicine man, and he put a curse on the valley that when people were to come here, they would be drawn to return, or something like that. And my non-Indian friend was like, is that true? And I went, oh yeah, because, all Indians are magical like that. We can just put on hexes and curses on places. It's like, no, that's not true. What are you talking about? How do we even know Chief Colorado existed? Just because of a statue. But, so there's a lot of that going on. Love medicine. Yeah, tell them about love medicine. All right. So, some people, there have been stories back in the days of the grandfathers where you could take certain medicines, like I think goose eggs and, I don't know, some nonsense from the forest, make a potion. And I don't know if you had to make the girl you like drink it, or if you sprayed it on her like holy water or whatever. But they called it love medicine. It could make a woman fall in love with you no matter how ugly you are. Really? Yep. They called it love medicine. Zaga mushkiki. That's probably what you did to me. That was totally what I did to you, sweetie. You don't even know it. But I heard a guy once say, yeah, love medicine's real, man. And he actually pointed out somebody. He goes, and I don't want to say his name, but there was this elder who had a really beautiful young wife. And he goes, how do you think he got his wife? And I'm like, get out of here. Because come on, she's half his age. He's all into that medicine. So this one guy, anyway, was accusing this other dude of using medicine to get his wife. Although I did hear once that marijuana was a love medicine. Is that right? Yeah, they said marijuana was it's a woman's medicine. A woman's medicine? What do you mean? Well, like women are supposed to carry it. Women choose when to use the medicine. But it was supposed to be for times when you want to enhance the flavor of food, enhance the kind of, all the things that pot does, where it makes the food taste good and like the campfire look a little cozier. Makes you smiles a lot, Yeah. But it was good for romantic dinners. And so this one lady told me, she goes, yeah, actually pot's a love medicine. And I go, by that logic, whiskey's a love medicine. No. It makes people look more attractive when you're wearing the whiskey goggles. But then there's the Midwaywen. Oh, the sacred Midwaywen. People speak of Midwaywen in hushed tones. But all it really means is a medicine dance. And there are some people that, they really get hardcore about their spiritual practice or whatever, and they'll go way back in the bush. And they might have a shaking tent ceremony. They might dance around the tent and call upon the spirits. Now, when I was a young man, that sounded cool to me. Now that I'm older, I'm like, hey, you guys, be careful. You're rousing spirits. You have no idea if these are good spirits or evil spirits. It's like playing with a Ouija board. You know, I don't know if that's all nonsense. Maybe Ouija boards don't do anything. But if they do what the advertising says, why are you kids playing around with that? Do you really want a demon coming to your 14th birthday party sleepover? You know, you stupid kids. Don't play with Ouija boards. And don't go to shaking tent ceremonies. Who knows what's going on down there? You're going to go on the line to tell people don't do it? Yeah. Nah, do what you like. I'm not here to tell anybody which path to take, you know. That's between you and Gitchi Manado. Yeah. The Midway Win, a medicine dance. Mushkiki Winini, a medicine man. What's a medicine woman? Dr. Quinn. Dr. Quinn, medicine woman. Yep. I used to like that lady. Was that Linda Carter? I don't think so. It was the other one I liked. When I was a kid, I had two famous women I liked. One was Linda Carter, Wonder Woman. The other one was the lady Jane Seymour. Yeah, Jane Seymour. Dr. Quinn, medicine woman. A medicine woman would be a Mushkiki Kwe. Mushkiki Kwe. Yep. A medicine woman. Yes, there are lady doctors, you guys. Don't be a sexist. You still got to say that to people. Although my grandma used to always specify nurses by their gender. What do you mean? She'll always say, oh, you know that one male nurse? The male nurse was here. I'd be like, yeah, just the nurse. Grandma, it's okay. You don't have to. She wasn't sure of his pronouns. Hard-headed woman. Oh, Cat Stevens. There's another great songwriter. He's even good now. Oh, as Yusuf, whatever, Muhammad. Yeah, as Muhammad Ali. Yeah, Cat Stevens now has a Islamic name, and I think his name is Muhammad Ali. Yeah. Oh, what about him though? He's one of the greatest songwriters ever. Yeah, Hard-Headed Woman, Shirley just pointed out. Father and Son. Oh, yeah. Well, the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and a man on the moon. But yeah, some of his new stuff's really beautiful, too. He's a great guitar player, too. There's something, it's weird. What? On the one hand, I look around at pop culture and current events. Hey, and Joan Frame with the 5 spot. Me, Gwetch Joan. Hey, thanks so much, Joan. Got a super chat. But on the one hand, I look at modern music and, the new paper's red. These are the worst of times. I do believe it's true. But then lately I've been reminded time and again of all this great music that we still have as a people. And it's makes me a little more optimistic about humanity. Wow, really? Yeah, that's how much I love Cat Stevens. But then it made me think, and maybe I'm just trying to overcompensate for my winter depression. Yeah, what? I heard this guy once, he gave a really good graduation speech. And he was telling the kids, he goes, it's easy to be anti-stuff. Everybody these days protest. Everybody's anti, Be pro something. Really get into something. Really promote something that's just great. Find something that you really are for. Be for something. Be a much happier person to be for stuff. Yeah. And so, like me, like I know most of the Boozhoo crew is probably our generation, and they know these singer-songwriters. But if I can introduce, Cat Stevens or Jim Croce, John Denver, to a young person, a singer-songwriter, and just by my, saying their names and stuff, I don't know. That's helping me not be so negative. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to find stuff I love rather than noticing all the things I hate. Yeah. How you doing these days, Michael? Yeah, I'm doing great. Are you? You don't have the winter blues? Not me, man. Well, you're lucky. Well, I'm happy-go-lucky. You're a liar. Yeah, I know. But spring'll soon be here. Gotta hope it's not late. Sometimes a reminder comes to make you take extra good care of yourself, Wally Bear. Uh-oh, is Wally Bear in trouble again? Oh no, what happened? Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck is a good story song. The big lake, she said, never gives up her dead. In a tale of Gitchy Gummy, or however that goes. Yeah. It's actually a song with a little Ojibwe in it. Oh. Bob Dylan never sang with a Ojibwe. Don't you like Bob Dylan? I hate Bob Dylan. Really? But he's a Minnesota guy. Yeah, I know. I love Prince for being from Minnesota. I hate that Bob Dylan is from Minnesota. Because let's not forget, you guys, Bob Dylan left us as soon as he could. He made one reference to living in the Great North Woods as a cook for a while, but then the axe just fell and he went to New Orleans. Bob Dylan is not proud to be from small town northern Minnesota. He went to Hollywood and became a rock star. Sold his soul to the devil. Forget it. See, now I'm anti something. Like I need to be pro something. Jim Croce. Yeah. I almost thought about just analyzing Jim Croce lyrics tonight. Yeah, I know you did. But I didn't get him down here. Can't get enough of him. Well, and that's also the other thing. I actually love poetry. Do you really? Yeah. I mean, I care enough about it that I find most poetry terrible. And I always want to call people out on their terrible poetry. And go, no, that's bad. It's boring. It's too long. It doesn't rhyme. There are rules to poetry, you guys. Nobody wants to sit and just listen to your prose poem. I kind of hate poetry readings. Except when it's a really good poem. Or a really good song lyric. It can bring me to tears. Yeah. Like that time I just read the Waterboys' This Is the Sea lyrics. I know, that's so brilliant. Yeah. I'll have to share that again sometime. Anyway, what am I talking about, sweetie? Hurry Up and Wait is the name of the show. Becca, wait. Look what I'm offering you. Your dreams. I ask for so little. Labyrinth, man. Labyrinth. Becca. Just love me, fear me. Do as I ask, and I will be your slave. Or, wait, hurry up. You better hurry up, Sarah. You got until the clock strikes 13, or your little brother is mine. Nobody knows what you're talking about. What are you kidding? Boozhoo crew loves Labyrinth. I saw my baby sitting right over there tonight. What could I do? My baby's love had gone, left my baby blue. But, to be fair, not his greatest album. Well, it was, it was written for a movie. You got to keep that in mind. Yeah, you're right. It really was a song soundtrack. It can't be compared to like Young Americans or scary monsters or something. Yeah. I was a young American. Breakfast Club opens with a poem. Well, it opens with the lyrics to Changes. Yeah. And these children that you spit on, as they try to change their world, they're immune to your consultations. They're well aware of what they're going through. Changes. Turn and face the strange changes. Yeah, there's some brilliant lines in that. There's one line that's like, I watch the ripples change their size, but never leave the stream of warm impermanence. And so the days flow through my eyes, but still the days seem the same, just the same, quite the same. Yeah, that's right before the Breakfast Club thing. Oh yeah, that's right. I watch the ripples change their size, but never leave the stream of warm impermanence. What? It's also, English people understand that some words just sound good. There's a musical, just hearing it is also part of it. And that's why they speak so beautifully. Yeah, they do, huh? Yeah. That's why it's so tough for Ojibwe guys to be good poets. Because they got a thick accent, Shall I compare thee to a summer's day, eh? Yeah. Hey, Victor. Some beautiful poetry. Here's a poem. This is the only thing I learned in college. Okay. That I still remember. This is a poem called A Drinking Song. And it's by William Butler Yeats. This is for you, sweetie. Okay. Wine comes in at the mouth, and love comes in at the eye. That's all we shall know for truth before we grow old and die. I lift the glass to my mouth, I look at you, and I sigh. Oh, sweetie, that's beautiful. William Butler Yeats, Irishman. Yeah. We don't do enough. We should have a new section of our Ojibwe language podcast. Yeah. That's called European appreciation. Really? Yeah. Just instead of always being so anti-Columbus and stuff, we got to remember cool stuff we got because of Columbus. After Columbus, we also inherited English literature, Irish poetry, pizza. Yeah. The average Anishinabe's diet greatly improved when the Italians came over. There's that classic scene in Dances with Wolves. The first time John Dunbar meets up with the Dakota guys. With the mushkiki, Winnini, kicking bird, and wind in his hair. I don't think Smiles a Lot was with him that time. He must have been back at the camp getting that ridiculous tattoo. I know, he looks like a ventriloquist dummy. Yeah. Smiles a Lot guy who just got arrested for the sex trafficking, whatever. He has tattoos coming down the sides of his mouth and makes him look like he's Charlie McCarthy or something. And one line in the middle. What are you doing? If you're from Fort Peck, you're not from Australia or wherever. Those people tattoo their chins. We don't do that. What are you doing? Well, he wants to look like a ventriloquist doll. Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, we got good food from the Italians. Oh, but then that classic scene in Dances with Wolves. Yeah. When he introduces the Dakota people to coffee and sugar. Yeah. They immediately became friends. They were like, wow, check this out. Try it. And from that moment on, Indian people, they love to have coffee and something sweet. It's become a whole thing with our people. Yeah, it has. And I, for one, would like to thank the white people for coffee. Oh, we miss our cedar tea. Nah. I'd like to thank the Colombians for the coffee, even the Frenchmen for the coffee. French fries. That's a whole lot better than wild rice. Oh, I admit it. You guys know it's true. Nobody would go to McDonald's if all they served was wild rice. Walleye. So, and this has been BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO's moment of European appreciation. Don't look at me. I'm not going to be knocking down any Columbus statues, all right? I like the Mount Rushmore. I do too. I can't believe how somebody could carve a mountain. I wouldn't care if they carved a big old picture of Sylvester Stallone. I prefer it. Thank you for Sylvester Stallone. Talk about contributions from Italy. Yeah. I wouldn't want to live in a country that never had the movie Rocky. I'd be like, okay, China, go ahead, it's yours. I mean, it's not like we ever had a Rocky movie. Spy away, invade, whatever you're planning. I don't care. We've become very accustomed to people invading our country. Don't worry about it. Just leave the Ukraine alone. I saw this headline. It said Joe Biden shoots down the Chinese spy plane because it was getting too close to the Ukraine. No! We got to defend the borders of the Ukraine. We're a sovereign nation. We get invaded by China and they're like, well, just let it go through. We don't want to shoot it down. It might fall on somebody. You know what some people are saying? What's that? Reason why they didn't want to shoot it down when it was over Montana is that it would have fallen like into the mountains or the snowy, and it would have been too hard for them to get the box. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. But they also wanted to get the box or whatever that thing is before regular Montana farmer got there and was like, hey, wait, this ain't a spy thing. This is the ISS model. Yeah. This is some hokey, whatever, American thing. Or who knows what it was. But, hey, is Wigglebutt Farm back? Yeah. Well, BOOZHOO, Wigglebutt. How you doing, Wigglebutt? Nice to see you. Wally Bear's right behind you. I met a lot of native actors over Dennis Banks' place over the years. Yeah, Dennis Banks was well connected. I was a couple of degrees of separation from Dennis Banks. I've been to his place a couple of times. He wouldn't have known me. He wouldn't have remembered me, but or maybe he would have. Probably would have, actually. But yeah. That's also how small Indian country is. If you meet one person in the entertainment industry, everybody's just really 1 degree of separation. All those guys have been in the same movies together. Your cousin who was, in the Annie Humphrey band, played on the soundtrack for that movie that so-and-so was in. Yeah. It's weird. I'm glad the balloon wasn't full of anthrax. Yeah, no kidding. We didn't know. And they didn't destroy it. It was over the ocean. Yeah, it could have been anything in there. It could have been a piñata. Yeah, what if it had been a floating piñata from Mexico? That would have been kind of fun. Just shower candy. And I'm just like, does China not know about Google Earth? You know, what you were doing was pretty redundant. We have balloons with cameras all over the place. It's called Google Earth. Don't you own Google? Why don't you just use those cameras? I don't know. John Sabé is here, sweetie. Hey, John, Bigfoot Mealand. John Sabé, how you doing, brother? Yeah, we're living in crazy times. There's also like weird UFO activity going on. I've been seeing people taking pictures. Apparently, like a fleet of lights in the sky that are floating around, powering up. Unexplained, real, unidentified flying objects. They're not planets or stars. And there's what they're calling a green comet. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen it, but apparently there's a green comet. And tonight, did you notice the full moon? Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. Came up right with sunset. And I went, that's right. I just learned that. Yeah, me too. Full moons rise at sunset. Half moons rise at sunrise. Quarter moons rise at midnight or something. And 3/4 moons rise at noon. Well, that's how they could tell time at night. Or the months or something. It's just a weird, there's you get a peek at the creator when you see how these things work. Like how every turtle shell has 28 sections. And there's 28 days of the month of the moon. Turtles are connected to the moon. Our fingers, the joints, there's 28 sections in our hands. We're designed to keep track of the seasons and the signs. And that's just what the Bible says. If you take it literally, God placed the sun and the moon and the stars in the firmament for signs and seasons. Nobody believes it. Yeah, look up. I mean, I can't read it, but that's not outer space. The stars are moving around us. We're not spinning. Yeah. Nobody thought we were on a spinning ball back in the days of the grandfathers. No, the whole world knew we weren't. Yeah, that's a new idea in humanity. But people look at you like you're crazy if you don't believe it. I know. They've been brainwashed. Yeah. Now I'm bummed out again. Wait. I was going to do Ambe Oma too. We could do that tomorrow. Ambe, come. Ambe Oma. That's what my grandma always said. Yeah, grandmas are always like, Ambe Oma. Come here. Let me wipe some spit on your face. You got a smudge. Come and eat. Ambe, wisaninda. Come, let's eat. Anyway, what do you think, Michael? You got a song for us tonight? I do indeed. Which one is it tonight? Emily. All right. You wanna get up here after the song? Yeah, sure. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lyons. And it's called Emily. Emily's got one crazy eye. She looks to the west and she looks to the sky. Don't ask her how she sees. When she looks, she's watching you and me. I can only say I've seen better days. This is my mistake, but I'll get only what I take. Emily knows something about blow. Dizzy white snowflakes line their way right up her nose. Don't ask her how she feels, and don't ask her what is real. I can only say I've seen better days. This is my mistake. You have no idea it could be asleep before it finally wakes. And we've been here before, wrestling on the floor, pleading for God's sake. But time and time again I'll tell my lonely friends, oh no, what's at stake. Emily's got one crazy eye. She looks to the west, she looks to the sky. Emily tries but misunderstands. She's often inclined to borrow somebody's dreams till tomorrow. Let's try it another day. Yeah, I learned about See Emily Play through the Bowie album, Pin-Ups. He covered that song, and it was so great. See Emily Play. And talk about great lyrics, great songwriting, great poetry. Pink Floyd. Where do you even begin? Every line is poetry. I actually know the, I think it's called Happiest Days of Our Lives.
When we grew up and went to school, there were certain teachers who would hurt the children any way they could by pouring their derision upon anything we did, exposing every weakness, however carefully hidden, by the kids. But in the town it was well known when they went home at night, their fat and psychopathic wives would thrash them within inches of their lives. That was a brilliant poem too. There'd be like a long singing with a crescendo of a madman's scream. Ah! We don't need no education. I mean, come on. I think if it wasn't for Pink Floyd, I never would have majored in English. Because I was analyzing lyrics. Here's something that kids aren't able to experience in this generation. Back in the days of the grandfathers, the way kids listened to music was you only had a finite amount of albums. You could listen to the radio and you'd hear hit songs, but people who really loved music would buy an album, right, big old record, you know what those look like, and you'd sit down, put it on, and just listen. You might talk and have coffee and cigarettes with your girlfriends or whatever. But, you listen to the song, and then most records had the lyrics in them, so you'd read along. And every record, there'd be like a tribute, special thanks to all our fans and to my mother, whatever. But that was a whole part of the experience, was reading the lyric page of these great big records. When they transitioned to CDs and even the cassettes, the type got too small and people lost interest in that. But also, back in those days, the lyrics were really important. You'd have, they called them concept albums. That's what the wall was. It'd be like a whole story, like a movie. Every record was kind of its own movie. Even if it was just a bunch of rock songs, it had like a kind of a theme. Oh, this is Lick It Up. This theme of this album is, this kind of guitar and these sort of, there's a theme to the lyrics. All the songs are going to be kind of related. But now, every song is free if you want to look it up online. But nobody listens to a whole album anymore. I haven't listened to a new album like that since the 90s. It's too bad. Oh, what a world. Nah, I'm going to put on my tobacco. Say a little evening prayer. It's Anima A Geisha Good. It's prayer day. But it's Anima A Geisha Good Dibakuk. It's prayer day night. Sunday. So, we'll prayer in the woods to the full moon. Oh, it's a magical night. Getchimanadu. Otapana niwi asema. Great Spirit, accept my tobacco. Mikwach ka ishi ka kinakiku ka ishi chikean dibakak. Thank you for everything that you do tonight. Tika we duka wishin ando minaway ishi onagoshin. Please help me to speak well this evening. Mikwach ka ishi pamarasiyan. Thank you for my life. Dash mikwach ka bisandawiag. And thank you for listening. Ni mikwachi wandam. Getchimanadu. I'm thankful, Great Spirit. Apenge. Hoka hey hey baby doll. You can either be thankful, have gratitude, or you can have anxiety. One at a time. It's impossible to have anxiety and gratitude at the exact same time. So sometimes, if I'm getting nervous, those pipes gonna freeze. What if my toilet doesn't flush? Am I gonna get sick this winter? What if the car doesn't start? If you start finding yourself getting anxious, find stuff to be thankful for. Anything. But the thing is, pretty quickly you're going to find some profound things. Because you could picture the opposite. The day I was doing this, I went, Gitchimana miigwech for Bagheera's health. Our cat, Bagheera. It's pretty healthy. Seems pretty happy. He probably takes it for granted, quite frankly, but if Bagheera was sick or dying or had rabies or something horrible, that would suck. I'm grateful I don't have to deal with that. I'm grateful I don't have to deal with going to a job I hate tomorrow. I'm grateful the rent is paid. I'm grateful, and it just kept going. And then you forget that you were all nervous wreck. You go, okay, wait a second. What was I worried about? Oh, yeah, the Chinese are spying on me. Hey, I'm trying to take a shower. You mind? You and your dirty balloons. No. But that's what the winter blues are for me. They aren't just sentimental, oh, what a sad contemplative time. A lot of it's just being nervous about everything. Nervous and crabby. But that's because I'm taking stuff for granted. I'm not appreciating. I'm worried about the pipes freezing instead of appreciating that the pipes didn't freeze. I should appreciate that my rent is so cheap instead of not appreciating it and going, oh, I live in a dump. Shut up. So I guess I'm kind of sharing that. I've said it before, but sometimes I feel really stupid giving Auntie Natasha's wisdom because I know that sometimes elders are watching me, and I don't think it's right. A couple of things. I don't think it's right for somebody younger to talk down to somebody older. But the problem is, if I'm telling somebody something, I'm bound to be somebody who knows more than me and is older is going to watch. So I'm never talking to you guys. I'm giving advice. But what else? Why did I say that? Oh, but the other side, sometimes when I do the Auntie Natasha's, hey there, here's how to beat depression, I say it kind of like, oh, I'm going to help you. When the reality is I'm kind of talking to myself. I'm like a life coach to myself. Everything I give advice to, I'm just really kind of trying to remind myself. So I hope you don't get the impression that I'm some sort of mushkiki ikwe, some sort of medicine woman with her deep thoughts. Oh, the traditional blah, 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 I'm so wise. No. I'm not wise. I'm not crazy either. But I have experience with the darkness. You merely adopted the darkness, Batman. I was raised in darkness. I'm Bane. Whatever. No. So anyway. Hey, Jealousy. Yeah, I love Hey, Jealousy. I played that in a band once. Get your money do me quetch for my Auntie Natasha. Well, me quetch, John. You know, I'm your auntie. That's what we do. We give it to you real, like. every Indian boy needs a mean Raz auntie. Just one is enough. My hat's falling off, so I'm going to go home. Boop, 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 boop. Beep, beep. Beep, beep.
Bonjour.
Hi, sweetie.
You ready to come in?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Let's see. That's one to teleport.
Yep, just me.
Okay. And let's see. Okay, hang on.
Make it so, number one.
Oh, right.
Here I am to save the day.
Mighty Mouse.
That's right. Although, you know who I've been thinking about lately? What with all this crazy spy business in China? You know who we need?
Who?
Hong Kong Fooey.
Hong Kong Fooey, number one super guy.
Hong Kong Fooey, quicker than the human eye.
He's got style, groovy style,
And a car that just won't stop.
when the going gets rough, he's super tough.
With a Hong Kong Fooey chop. Hiya!
Yeah, what happened to Hong Kong Fooey?
We need Hong Kong Fooey back. If you don't know, if you're a young'un, back in the days of the grandfathers, there was a cartoon called Hong Kong Fooey. And it was a little dog who wasn't even Asian.
Nope, he's just a karate guy.
Yep, he was just a regular American dog. And he was a janitor by day, but when he became his superhero identity was Hong Kong Fooey. And he would jump in this file cabinet and then jump and go through it. And when he came out, he'd be wearing like a karate outfit and like a Robin mask.
Yeah, it was still obviously him.
Yeah. And then the other thing, you know, he had that groovy car or whatever.
Yeah, the car that just won't stop.
Yeah, the car that just won't stop. That car had like stereotypical Chinese roughing on it. It was like a stereotype China car.
Yeah.
They'd probably say that show is racist now, but I loved it.
Well, that's because you're a dirty racist.
Hey, leave me alone. Hong Kong Fooey, number one super guy. Hong Kong Fooey. And that's a good song if 50 years later you can still sing it.
I don't know how many people could sing that song.
What, not everyone's still singing Hong Kong Fooey? How about, this is the story about a lovely lady.
Hey, speaking of lovely ladies.
Sure, realist. Oh, bless your heart. Gee, miigwech, thank you so much. Shirley says, get you miigwech for all the wonderful BOOZHOO crew, and especially our generous Joan Frame. Thank you so much. If you'd like to support the show, we very gratefully, we very gratefully accept. You can also sign up in the description box to Patreon, or you can give us some money in our GoFundMe campaign, or leave us a tip on PayPal. And Michael just won't stop selling books. This month's big seller,
Yeah?
was Ojibwe Words and Phrases.
Is that right?
Yeah. Ojibwe Words and Phrases. A quick reference guide to, well, Ojibwe Words and Phrases. On sale at Amazon.com. And this is by Michael Lyons. Anyway, enough of that. Enough commercials.
Yep.
Oh, but like old TV show songs, They'd actually describe the show you're about to watch. Like the Brady Bunch. This is the story about a lovely lady who had 3 daughters. Yeah, and then one day she met this fella who had 3 sons of his own. And la-di-da-di-da-di, I don't remember. But they became the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. That's how they became the Brady Bunch. It's like, wow, you wrote a whole song explaining your blended family. And I always kind of wanted to see the brothers and sisters hook up. What? Yeah, I mean, why not? They're not blood brothers. It seemed like the oldest boy should date the oldest girl, Marcia or whatever. Yeah. And the youngest kid, eventually could have dated his sister. They have a whole weird sort of hillbilly life. Yeah. That's what they should. They should bring back the Brady Bunch. And that the Brady girls all married the Brady boys. And all their kids are now cross-eyed. Yeah. No, they wouldn't be, though. Oh, right, because they're not actually... It still would be gross. It's still gross if you grow up brother and sister. Maybe the oldest could. I bet you the oldest could. You want to be grossed out? Yes, of course. There was some shenanigans between David Cassidy and his mom. And the Partridge Family? Yeah, off screen. I don't think they dated, but... I mean, it was David Cassidy. Could you blame her? And on that note, hey everybody, thank you so much for listening. You want anything? No, that's good. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Chibi Gwetch for the very generous super chats. And Miigwetch gonna wubby egg. Thank you for watching BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Hong Kong Phooey Kiss. We didn't even get any of our calls. No, we didn't. Oh, that's stupid. I wanted to talk to George Bush. We're going to talk about 9/11, man. Well, maybe tomorrow. Okay, tune in tomorrow. I'm gonna get to the bottom. What does George W. Bush know about 9/11? He probably doesn't know anything. Probably not. Michael? What? You want to say anything? Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. And this over here. Oh, not a BOOZHOO. Okay, Miigwetch. And I will see you again. Giga waba min. Minowa. Oh. Sunny.